Peoples, this is your girl Lola Grace once again checking in your space, but not too much in your face. And so basically, my peoples, this is a special edition of I guess you can call it raw, uncut, and unfiltered. On this day, October 10th, 2021, we commemorate World Mental Health Day. And just want to take some time to let you all know, okay, that self-care is healthcare. Self-care is healthcare. And when I do a lot of these raw, uncut, and unfiltered videos, it's important to note that the underlying reason or the underlying importance of a lot of these videos that may seem superficial is that it's not superficial at all, but it is very reflective of the fact that you are, as a woman, taking the time out to take care of yourself, pay attention to your image, love yourself, love your skin with or without makeup, and just spend some time on you. You know, in this busy and hectic day schedules of a lot of people, whether you have a lot of kids, one kid, no kid, you know, a lot of times this country, America, can be very stressful. You know, a lot of people may work 2 and 3 jobs. A lot of people may work 40 to 60 hours. And, you know, before you get in the hustle and bustle of the day and before you really allow the day to encapture you, you have to really encapture yourself, you know, by looking in the mirror, paying attention to, you know, little idiosyncrasies that you may have about your face or about your pimple here, about a blemish here or a blemish there. Because why? Because when you look good, you feel good. And it's really important, you know, to just take care of yourself because nobody else can replace you. Only you can be you. And only you can do you. So it's really important, you know, to love yourself inside and out, to treasure your appearance. Because when you treasure your appearance, you're treasuring yourself. You're loving yourself. You are your own #1 fan, first and foremost. You are your own first love. Actually, Jesus should be your first love. But after that, after, you know, God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, it's looking at you, kid. It's looking at you. It's loving on you. It's appreciating you. It's spending time with you. It's spending on you. I'm not saying you have to buy expensive products, but you do have to take the time to figure out what works for you. And on this World Mental Health Day, I will say that, you know, sometimes a lot of doctors will give what is called a mental health exam, a mental health status exam. And in that mental health status exam, what are they doing? They're looking at your appearance. Is your hair disheveled? You know, are you wearing jewelry? Are you wearing makeup? Are your fingers clean and pretty? You know, and I know that might seem superficial, but they even take that or bring that into the medical profession. You know, it's not superficial at all. It's saying, you know, if you can take the time to even wear a necklace, to even wear earrings, to do your nails, that's showing that more than likely your mental health is in a good state. Yeah, so basically that's what I want to say for this first part of this video is that even though I might do raw, uncut, and unfiltered, at the end of the day, it's a blessing to somebody who needs that advice or who needs that input on what they can use on their body to take care of their body, to take care of their face, to take care of themselves, and to love on them. So that's why I wanted to just make a note of that. Second of all, you know, it's important to love all. It's important to love all, whether able or disabled. You know, mental health is something that will not always appear written on somebody's forehead. Oh, they got a mental illness. But it's a lot of people who go through a lot of things. Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and it's not going to be written all over their face, you know? And that's why sometimes we have to take the time to be very patient with people. If people catch an attitude with us, if people get smart with us, especially as Christians, I use the the powerful word Christians, we ought to be like Christ and not always respond with a negative or derogatory comment if we get one. If somebody calls us out of our names, that don't mean we got to be cursing back to that person, calling them out of their names. Because a lot of times you don't know what somebody is going through. And although that is no excuse, it is a very important point to take note of. Like, people go through a lot of stuff, and a lot of times they might not even love themselves. They might not even love themselves. And a lot of times it might be your reaction to them that may determine whether or not they even commit suicide, or even if they want to take their life, or even if they want to do something negative to themselves. It may be that kind word, that hug, that smile, that prayer, that, that good advice, that good friendship. You may be the friend that might prevent one of your friends from committing suicide because you took the time out of your busy schedule to show that person some love. And it's very important. A lot of people, they might not come from stable homes. They might not have mother and father in the house. They may come from broken homes. They may have been through so much. And it might be you that might even be helping them get through a mental health diagnosis that they might not even share with you. And you might not even know that you're doing it. So that's why it is very important to love all and to not discriminate. Whether somebody is in a wheelchair, I know a wheelchair doesn't have anything to do with mental health, but if somebody has a disability that is visible or invisible, don't discriminate, don't hate, don't judge. Don't judge. At the end of the day, you want to show love to people, whether they have a diagnosis that is written on their face or not. Show love to all, appreciate all, value all, and, just show some dignity and respect to all mankind, So that's what I have for that part. And so for my next point, I just want to mention that it is very important to educate yourself on the different and the various forms of mental illness that are out there, because 20.6% of adults in the U.S., or 51.5 million, which is 1 out of 5 of every adult Americans in the U.S. has a mental illness. And once again, I said it's not written on somebody's face. It's not written on somebody's face. And that means that probably 1 out of 5 of the people that in the U.S. that are Americans, that 1 out of 5 could be somebody you work with. It could be somebody in your family. It can be somebody you go to school with or went to school with. It can be somebody in your church. It could be somebody in your community. And you may not know. But I will say that, people also seem to forget that substance use is also something that can contribute to mental illness, and it is also something that is a comorbidity or is another disease that tends to be paired up with mental illness. So substance use a lot of the times actually is paired with mental illness. So even if you see that somebody might be an alcoholic, you may want to just draw them closer to you. Don't mention anything about mental illness, but just draw them closer to you to make sure that if they need help, that they are getting the help that they need, because the help that they need may not just be for alcohol. It may also be or drugs. It may also be for other serious issues such as trauma in their childhood or any other thing that may be the reason for them using those substances. So I just wanted to make a note of that. So I know that a lot of times, people with mental illness can be the brunt of many jokes. A lot of people might just literally be like, oh, that person is so crazy. That person crazy in their head. Calling them crazy or whatever. But let's just, let's come together, regroup, and learn to take this very seriously, because this is very real. It is very real. Suicide prevention is very real. And learning to not use derogatory terms or learning to educate yourself and find out exactly how mental illness affects the lives of 1 out of 5 Americans that have it is real, people, and it's very important, because at the end of the day, if it's 1 out of 5 Americans, you may very well know someone with a mental illness, whether or not they disclose it to you. So yes, I will say, let's love all. Let's take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people. Let's take care of ourselves so we can take care of our family. And once our home front is taken care of, let us go out into the community and each one reach one. Let us learn how to, sacrifice the time and the effort and the initiative to help those who may not be as fortunate as us socioeconomically. If you have YouTube and you're watching this video, that means you got a phone, or you have a laptop, or you have an iPad. There are many people who don't have any of those things, who don't even know how they're going to eat 3 square meals a day. And I know I'm venturing off of the topic of mental health, but when we talk about loving all, that includes mental health, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation. That means everything. Love all. Appreciate all. Give to charities. Give to Salvation Army, United Way. Give to, organizations that will help further the cause of lifting the human spirit, the human soul, and the human being. Let's focus on being more loving, being more understanding, being more accepting to all our brethren in the human race. So yes, just want to really give a shout out to this Mental Health Awareness Day, World Mental Health Awareness Day. Just want to really give a shout out, to an issue that a lot of times it seems like it's swept under the rug. Even when we talk about a lot of the shootings, people never want to mention that mental health may be an issue behind a lot of the mass shootings. Like, people really never want to mention that. That is an underlying, reason that may actually be true. It may actually be true that a lot of the gunmen in shootings and shootouts have mental health issues. So yes, that was just besides the point. I just brought that up on the top of my head right now. But yes, let us really help people before it gets to that point. Let's reach out to people before it gets to the point that they want to take their own life. Let us love on everyone. Be kind to everyone. Be tolerant. That is a powerful word, tolerance. And Martin Luther King knew all about tolerance. He really did. So let us please learn to be more tolerant of our fellow man. A lot of times when people, either try to get an attitude with me, I'll just be laughing. I'll just be like, oh, okay, that's great. But I won't really take it to heart. I won't take it seriously. I won't wear it over my head or carry it in my thoughts or, take it personal. Because if that's their opinion, that's their opinion. But it don't make it a fact. It does not make it a fact. It does not make it a fact. If that's their opinion, that's their opinion. But it does not make it a fact. So yes, on this World Mental Health Day 2021, October 10th, just want to give a shout out to this holiday or to this awareness day. And I want to just make the plea with y'all, please, let's show people some love. Because at the end of the day, if you don't think that anybody loves you, God loves you. And as I always say at the end of all my videos, at the end of the day, you gotta know that you are loved. Peace. Lola Grace.